You know, right, the other day I just saw that Bank Negara increased the OPR from 1.75% to actually 2%. It seems like monthly installments for bank loans are increasing.
Yep, we all saw it over the news, over the social media, but what is OPR though? Do I have to worry about it? Do you? What's up everybody, welcome to VC, my name is Vincent.
And I'm Chloe. For today's topic, we are going to talk about OPR. So many people had heard about the OPR decreasing during the pandemic, then increasing just a month ago. Then they announced that they will be most likely raising the OPR again by the end of 2020.
Yep, so what's OPR? OPR is a full term of overnight policy rate, which is the minimum interest rate set by our central bank, Bank Negara Malaysia, BNM, that determines the rate of interest for the financial institution that lends each other money overnight.
Yeah, so what makes OPR so important is it actually acts as a reserve requirement, like the amount of cash a bank has to hold into reserve. So when the interest rate is defined by OPR, it ensures that banks have a stable supply of available cash.
Yep, do remember that banks are in the business as well. Even though they have tons of money, they're still borrowing money from other banks too, right?
Yeah, of course they do. But they also do invest tons of money into the other investments as well. And these aren't easily converted into cash. So they have to maintain a certain amount of cash, as we all call it liquid. So you and I can withdraw our money out anytime that we want without the banks facing any shortage of cash. So that's why we have OPR.
Yep, the direction of OPR either is going upwards or downwards depending on the economic condition and outlook, where the ultimate goal is just to bring the economy to an optimal level.
Yep. For example, during the pandemic, the economy is growing slower at a rate, so the OPR was being revised downwards to decrease the interest rate, which then allows consumers and businesses to have access to money at lower borrowing costs. This encourages spending and investment power.
Yep, on the other hand, when the economy is growing at a faster rate, where things starting to pick up from the pandemic, OPR is being revised back upwards to increase the interest rate, which then makes borrowing costs expensive to consumer and businesses, hence reducing the spending and investment, which help to prevent the economy from overheating, which could lead to inflation.
Yep, exactly. Some of you may actually not care of what it actually means or how it works with banks, right? But the real question is, how does it affect you as a home buyer or investor? We're gonna keep it short and simple so it won't be too hard to understand.
Yep, remember that OPR affects the interest rate. So the higher the OPR is set, the more expensive it is to borrow money. This means more expensive it is to borrow money, the more limited the affordability of the accessing capital become for both personal and commercial purpose.
The way OPR works is pretty simple. Let's say that Bank Negara set the OPR rate at 2%. Then they are actually in control of the other commercial banks too. Let's say Bank A, Bank B, and Bank C. So all of these banks have a minimum requirement of charging interest rate at 2%. But then of course, banks do earn their profits too. So let's say Bank A is charging 1.5% for their profit. So when you get a loan from Bank A, the total interest rate is a total of 3.5%.
Yep, on the other hand, if you head to Bank B, their charges just like 1.1% only for their profit, which means the interest rate for Bank B is around like 3.1%.
These may look like a little difference of 0.4% only, but this can actually cause a difference to your monthly repayments and your loan eligibility of getting the loan. Of course, looking at the interest rate is not the only thing that you have to take note of, because there are other things to take note of, such as your bank's favorable clients, because different banks have different lending rates to basic salaries, commission earners, and also business owners.
Yep, although the OPR has increases recently, it is still manageable for home buyers to access new home loan.
Yep, did you know that the highest rate ever recorded was back in 2008, where the OPR rate was 3.5%. So taking that into a comparison, interested buyers will still be able to take a loan with a lower interest rate. Although it's not the lowest, but it is still considered okay right now.
Yep, if you ask us, should you purchase a property when the OPR is low? It actually leans on a yes, but it really depends on your financial situation, because usually when the OPR is low, which means the economy is slow, and not everybody has a steady income to support an extra commitment, especially during the pandemic and that we went through, right? On the other hand, if you have a sufficient money to support you and your family, and you actually have the capability or savings to purchase a home when the OPR is low, definitely do so.
It's really, really rare that the OPR is low. Not only it helps you to save money from the interest rates, but it actually causes the monthly installments to be lower, which then means it is easier for borrowers to be eligible for a home loan.
Yep, that's why there are a lot of investors out there to grab this opportunity to invest while the interest rate is low. Some people may say that the market is slow, but when you're not seeing how the housing transaction goes like us, it's really a different story.
At the end of the day, it still depends on how you see this change. But for us, things that we can't control, we can only learn on how to take advantage from it, and also know the disadvantages to plan a proper financial situation to live in a comfortable life.
Yep, so that's all from us today. Thank you for watching. If you gain some new knowledge from this video about OPR, give us a like, perhaps consider subscribing, as we post a lot of property related content in this channel. Join the VC family, and we will see you in the next video. Ciao!